welcome back. Gavin and Angela are with us later. It's the papers and everything else we need to talk about, including concerns about how some of the celebs on Strictly are on the jab, the weight loss jab. Now, would you confront a phone thief? Have you done that already? 020 7862 2222 is the number. The UK is now Europe's phone theft capital, with the country accounting for well over a third of all the claims across the continent. In the capital city, London, 100,000 phones a year are snatched. So I watched it this morning with my own eyes. I'm cycling to work, okay? And I'm just going to, before we start the film, I'll just explain what's happening. This is Oxford Street, so it goes all the way down to the building we're in now. And this guy's ahead of me. And let's just roll it. I'm just interested. He's obviously all in black with a balaclava. And this is an odd move, isn't it, where he goes onto the pavement. And he's just casing there, having a look, and I'm starting to realise something's up. So he goes straight over the lights here, back onto the pavement, and at this point I realise he's going to zero in on this guy. Let's focus, let's stop it here. The intended victim is there, he's the snatcher. The intended victim turns slightly away from him, and the guy on the bike laughs as he takes off. So he's obviously, for him it's a hoot this. So he's on the pavement looking for someone's phone to steal. That's now clear to me. I make a comment. Scum gone scum. Scum gonna scum. Sorry, that's just me talking to myself. He's now basically sitting in the middle of the junction on a red light, but let's not worry about that. I think to myself, I've lost him. I'm at the lights, I'm waiting because it's red. But now I see him again. Now this is when it happens, okay? So behind the pillar box is his victim. We slow it down. Here he comes. The victim is obscured by the pillar box here, and the phone is snatched there. And at that point, the victim is now running, and he's cycling off, and he's way too fast for this poor guy to catch up. See it again in real time. So watch the snatch in real time. 3, 2, 1, go. Has he taken the phone, yeah? Has he taken your phone? Take your phone. Has he taken your phone? Third time I asked, the guy says yes. He's in shock. I think I'm going to give chase. I'm not fast enough. I'm just on one of those hire bikes. This thing could probably go at 30 miles an hour. He's not going to obey any lights. And my film runs out at that point. So it was an abortive effort by me to catch the guy. I would have had a go. Should I have had a go there, Angela? No.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, it's very, very touching that, you know, the heroic sentiment, and it's so unfair and so wrong that somebody who's worked hard to pay for their own phone, and this guy comes along and, you know, has probably never done a day's work in his life, and he's snatching it.
And the guy, the victim, by the way, I thought he probably works in a low-paid job. He works in hospitality or on a building site or something.
The fact that he's out so early in the morning,
walking,
probably doing a bit of rubbish work, gig economy. But the fact is that Jeremy, you know, there are things that are replaceable in life, and that includes telephones, you know, and God forbid you'd confronted him. What would you have done? He could have pulled a knife on you. You know,
I would try and take him down.
I know, but you know, you ain't James Bond, darling.
Yeah, but I've got a bike, I can lean it against him or something.
But do you not think, you know, you're a family man, you've got a wife, you've got kids.
I know, but I always say to them, I want them to know, if I see something criminal, I'm going in, and when I die, I want them to say he died a hero.
Right, OK, and they'd say, we'd rather have you...
But otherwise, these people get away from it forever. It's ridiculous. The guy's just free as a bird.
It's infuriating to see that, and for me, it makes my blood boil, because I, for one, have had someone try to steal my phone before, only about 3 or 4 months ago, actually.
Did you shield it then? Did you somehow...
Yeah, well, what happened was I was walking out of work, and I was in an area where it was a big space, and I was slightly under the weather. I remember I was slightly fluey, and I thought, right, well, OK, I just want to get some fresh air, go for a little wander. And I was on my phone looking through news, social media, etc., you know, and at my peripheral vision, I saw a couple of lads on the e-bikes just coming nearer and nearer to me, and gradually they got really near. So it was almost like, you've got a big space. Why is someone going to come and go within a couple of metres of you? You use the space, don't you? So it was already ringing the alarm bell. I was thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And they tried to swipe my phone from me. So they tried to grab it and then zoom off, but they missed, because I managed to get it back in time. And then they just cycled off chuckling, going, he thought we were trying to nick his phone. And I was just like, I would never have caught them. I would never have caught them because they were gone. So if they had got my phone, that would have been it. And for me, that is absolutely infuriating. And I feel exactly the same as you. If I could get means to catch them and go, give it back.
But how? So what are you going to say? Give us your phone back. Oh, you're quite right. You're quite right. I must tell you, somebody once did that to my brother-in-law, and my husband, he rang the phone and said, "Give me brother's phone back." What's the guy going to say at the other end? He just put the phone up. You're quite right. Thank you for phoning. You're quite right. I should never have taken it. I'll just give you the phone back.
See, no, I saw recently, you know that thing where in the States sometimes someone leaves a bike and they saw it in two and they tape it up, and then when the thief steals it, the bike falls apart, and it's hilarious. I've now seen that where people, when they leave their bikes, they have a bike seat that they put underneath the cover with about 17 spikes in it. So the thief will sit on it and get the shock of their life. Now, is there some way of doing that with a mobile phone, where you have a dummy one, and it just, as soon as they steal it, it blows up, or
like it burns or something?
Or
like that.
Burns, yeah.
We're in Mission Impossible territory here.
Well,
I know he's great, but I just think, you know, we're living in a very violent society now.
So you would say don't chase?
I would say it's not worth it. You are too valuable to all your loved ones and everybody else.
Yeah.
You can't be replaced, and that phone can.
Ian on Facebook says, what is the point when there's no punishment? Carol says, why do people walk around with their phone in their hands? We give thieves the opportunity to take our belongings. It's a very good point, and I'm reluctant to blame the guy who lost his phone. But if you work in a big city, you know there are certain things. I only use my phone if my back's against a wall, for example. That's my basic rule.
I have two hands.
And I stand with my back against a wall. Yeah, because then I've got, the only place they can come from is left and right like that.
That's a good tactic, yeah.
I think it might work, I don't know.
We definitely have a culture of phone zombieism.
Yes.
Where people are so involved and enthralled by whatever's going on the screen. Because those people also drive me mad. Because they bang into you, especially on the station concourse when I'm at my most bad temper.
Yeah,
and they're not looking where they're going.
Well, maybe...
You could say, but it's a free country. It's not a crime.
But you know, when I'm cycling around and I look at they're called phombies, the phone zombies, I think to myself, if I wanted to nick phones this afternoon, I could nick 50. I'm not even joking.
I completely agree with you on that front, because you're all right. The people there are scrolling, doom scrolling, without any sort of care of what is going on and around.
What's doom scrolling?
Well, just going through social media.
You go on your socials.
Doom scrolling? Wow.
It's not always doomy, but it is called doom scrolling.
It's called, So, I mean, I was chatting to one of the researchers here about a tactic that can help with stopping it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you hold it at the top, it's less likely to be snatched from your grasp. So that may be a tactic going forward, if you can hold it at the top somehow and then use it.
Some people have a kind of lanyard.
A lanyard,
but
yeah.
They could pull. My other thing is, I always think, I need to shout something absolutely earth-shattering that will get other people to help me, like, I've got 3 months to live, and everybody going, oh, I've got to get that phone. I mean, that sounds terribly
I
black
don't
humour,
know whether that's too complicated, but you're right. Or he's taken...
Just sort of say something, because people expect people's phones to be nicked, and everybody's in their own silo. They're not going to be... It's not like somebody, God forbid, going after a child or something. Do
you think the police in big cities should start to do proper sting operations? So, for example, in London, they had a spate of moped thefts, and the police said, just a heads up here, we're going to smash into you with our cars when you steal a moped. They stopped it. They stopped the moped. Maybe do the same thing with the phone thieves. Proper give chase or sting operations.
Well, the other thing that it's interesting you say that, because you could have hurt yourself just falling off your bike, speeding at that.
I know, I did actually go through a red chasing him as well. After the break, thank you for watching that. It was interesting, wasn't it? After the break.